welcome to the second episode of the Miss Lynn video podcast. Thanks for watching. If you saw the first episode, you already know that this podcast does not have a name yet. And so for this episode, I will be referring to it as Miss Lynn's Not Too Bad video podcast. Now, while the podcast may be not too bad, the name is not too good. So please send me your suggestions for what you think I should name the podcast, and you can send those suggestions to submit to the number 2 MLVP Miss Lynn Video Podcast at misslynn.com. And you can send anything that you want me to see. You can send to that email address, anything for the podcast or anything you just want me to see. I would love for you to write to me at that address. Oh, episode 2 coloring page. I want to show you a different coloring page in each episode that someone has done of me, because a lot of people are more creative than me when it comes to coloring in pictures of me. And this episode's coloring page was colored by my grown-up friend Scott. And what Scott does for his job, he works in urban planning. And what that means is urban planners are grown-ups who decide how cities work. They decide where the roads are and where the parks are and things like that to make the cities as good as they can for the people who live there. And they also decide where all the pipes and wires and stuff that go under the roads and under the parks, they decide where all that stuff goes. They basically plan out the whole city. And so what Scott did for his coloring page, he took this picture of me and he drew a whole city inside my head. So you can see it has lots of different blocks, and these are all streets, and all the green places there are like parks, and these red lines I think are all highways going to different places. He wrote to Linville, and this is Karen Green right here, which is a park, and to Marie City he wrote because my middle name is Marie. And right through the middle of the whole thing, right there, ending up in Superfluous Lake, because superfluous is one of the words in the Very Good Word song. Running right through the middle is the Cerebral River. And because cerebral is a very good word, that's going to be the very good word of this podcast. Cerebral means of or relating to the brain or the intellect. And to tell you more about what cerebral means, here are the Very Good Word Theater Company. Hey guys, thanks for coming over to my house to play.
Thanks for inviting us. I want you to meet my cousin, Maurice.
Hey, nice to meet you.
I was thinking, since it's such a nice day outside, that we could go out and play tag. What do you think, Maurice?
Well, I don't really want to play tag. I was thinking maybe we could stay inside and play checkers. What do you think of that idea, Maurice?
Well, I don't really want to play checkers, but maybe we could go outside and climb a tree. What do you think of that, Maurice?
Well, I don't really want to climb a tree, but maybe we could stay inside and read a book together. What do you think of that idea, Maurice?
Well, I don't really want to read a book, but maybe we could go outside and have a race. What do you think about that, Maurice?
Well, I don't really want to go outside and have a race, but maybe we could stay inside and do some crossword puzzles. What do you think about that, Maurice?
What? Well, these are all really fun ideas, guys. I just don't know what to pick. I mean, all of your ideas are very physical, and all of your ideas are very cerebral.
Wow. That was pretty good. cerebral. So, inside my brain, there's this whole city, cerebral. Pretty great coloring page. Now it's time to ask Miss Lynn. And one question that I've gotten asked a lot by different kids is where I get the ideas for my songs. So I thought I'd take a minute to tell you where I got the idea for one of my most popular songs, Ready to Go, which if you haven't heard it, you can hear on my CD, Outside the Lines. Ready to Go is about getting ready to go out in the yard and play in the snow. And I got the idea from one of my most favorite Christmas movies, A Christmas Story. And this is a cookbook, a recipe book that went along with a special deluxe copy of the DVD of that movie that I got. But in the movie, there's a little brother named Randy, and in the movie he gets all dressed up to go to school because it's very cold and snowy where they live, and he's all dressed up like that. And you can see his face is all covered up, and in the movie you can't even understand what he's saying because he's all bundled up. And I saw that movie and I thought it was really funny, and it gave me the idea for the story, which I first wrote Ready to Go as a story, like for a book, and then I had written it a couple of years before I turned it into a song, and then it became a song, and then it went on my CD, and now it's a song that a lot of people know. So that is the story of where Ready to Go came from. If you have a question that you'd like to ask me about where one of my songs came from, or about anything else, you can ask me at submit to mlvp@misslynn.com. And that's it for this episode of the Miss Lynn video podcast. That's all I wanted to tell you for today. In the next episode, we're going to have a special preview of one of the new songs that we're working on for my next CD. So you'll want to be sure and tune in because you'll be one of the first people who gets to hear this brand new Miss Lynn song. And we'll also have another coloring page and another good word and all kinds of stuff like that. So let me know what you thought of this podcast, and let me know what you'd like to see on future Miss Lynn video podcasts. You can send me notes or you can send me videos of yourself. Submit to mlvp@misslynn.com. Thanks for watching.